What's going on, fellas? Just got back from the gym, whipped together this video with the footage that I picked up from today. The plan coming into today was to work up to a 5-plate double, as this is my first of 2 weeks of doubles on my heavier motions. Although it is not a rep PR, as I have taken 495 for a set of 3 before, my rationale was that if I was able to hit a good quick set of 2 here at 5 plates today, that would give me the green light to take 510 for 2 next week and beat my all-time best double and potentially put myself in a good spot to end with a singles PR this training cycle with a single of 560 on the bench. So working my way up, I was a little bit worried coming in as I didn't sleep very well. I did my best, went to bed on time, woke up on time, room was cold, room was dark, caffeine was far away from sleep. For whatever reason, just didn't sleep all that well. A little worried, but as I was warming up, I took my time running through general warm-ups, hashing out my form. Things were feeling pretty good. That 445 double that you just saw felt phenomenal, felt very strong. Strongest that weight has felt in a while. So I was quite happy with that. Went up to the 5 plates, messed up my unrack just a little bit. Hands were slightly uneven. And I never really found my groove with the bar path. Never really was locked into my standard bar path, and despite that, it moved pretty well, as you saw. So that gives me the green light, as long as everything's feeling good still, next week to take a look at chipping that all-time best double. Normally I would go on to lat pull-downs here, but the lat pull-down was taken, so I grabbed the chest-supported rows that I was going to hit later in the workout and switched them, keeping these super light. I've got heavy deadlifts coming up in a couple of days. Would like to come in with my upper back fresh, but I don't skip the motion entirely because I find that dropping off my accessory volume late in a training cycle usually just leads to my joints feeling bad, whereas if I keep it in and kind of sandbag it and keep that volume present, that blood flow moving present that I am used to, generally speaking, my body feels a little bit better through a peak. Moved on to just some light overhead press, kind of the same reason I'm going to have to be overhead pressing somewhat heavy pretty soon. So just kind of greasing the groove with some light sets of 10. Worked up to 185 for a set of 10, pretty darn easy. Worked up to 195 after this, just for an extracurricular set of 10. Just keep the shoulders moving through a variety of planes. Keep everything feeling good, with the emphasis really placed on that heavy bench. After this, I also moved on to the lat pull downs that I was supposed to do earlier in the workout, worked my way through those. Again, just taking the shoulder joint, strengthening it through a variety of planes, through pretty reasonable ranges of motion, or at least the most that I am capable as a immobile bastard. Yeah, so everything went pretty well. I think this is about the best this session could have gone. Definitely not looking forward to it, but needing my rest day tomorrow. And then we come into a couple of heavy lower body sessions in the first 3 days of next microcycle. What that's looking like for me is I think I will be coming in, working up to a heavy double on pause squats, depending on how my knee is feeling, potentially then hitting a bonus set of a heavy double of non-pause squats. Won't be looking for anything near all-time personal best. I think my best double is like 680. Definitely not going to be near that. The knee rehab's kind of chipping along. Going to do some good mornings. Nothing good yet. Still kind of trying to master those motions technically. Then I will hit a volume upper body day. That way I'm not banging myself up on both the lower body and the upper body during this little 3-day microcycle. And then I will end that 3-day microcycle with a heavy double on the stiff bar deadlifts and some heavy split squats on the SSB. Looking to do about 700 on the double on the stiff bar, which would be not a PR for all time, but it would be a stiff bar PR, setting me up to try to keep up with Max this training cycle on the stiff bar deadlifts. I think it's fun. It's a good way to push myself, is just try to keep up with Max on his damn deadlift, because he's very good at it. And if I can keep up, I'll be a pretty good deadlifter. Definitely trying to avoid ever using my poor leverages as an excuse. You know, the short arms help the bench press. They hurt the deadlift. It kind of evens out. No reason to complain about it. Just going to try to keep up with the big fella. Ended here with 100 reps of this kind of tricep extension. I like these, as we can take the tricep into a full stretched position by elevating our humerus kind of at the top. I think people will use that as an excuse to cheat them, so try to keep those a little bit strict if you're going to copy those. I really like them as an exercise, but people will often just use that motion as an excuse to do them shittily. Thank you guys for watching my video. Appreciate y'all.